In a world full of magical spells, we have earthquakes, ice walls, meteors, and armies of the dead. I have to survive 100 days as a wizard. I have 3 objectives. 1, by the end of the 100 days, I want to look and feel like a wizard. 2, I want to build myself an epic wizard base. 3, I want to defeat the Ender Dragon using only spells. Can I survive 100 days as a wizard? Let's find out. Day 1, I awoke on an island and got to work getting wood, grabbing stone and crafting up a basic set of tools. I then replanted some sugarcane and grabbed a thing of flint, and went to go check out the tower. At the top, I find a wizard who has some trades for some magical items, and a fancy workbench. I decide that it would be a good idea for me to get a farm going, so I break some grass for some seeds and begin a little wheat farm. Upon exploring my little island, I find a crystal flower that gives me a magic crystal, same ones the wizard guy would sell me. Next, I cooked up some meat from a sheep that died to a wolf. Now that the meat is cooked, I eat up and wander into a cave. Here I find some iron, I smelt these 4 ingots and make a shield just before camping out in the wizard's tower. Day 2, I get up and craft an iron pickaxe before going down into the cave. I find some amber, iron, and some coal so I can actually see. There are some strange crystals growing, and when mine says, "Your fingers tingle strangely as you handle the crystal." What does this mean? Maybe some rest will inspire you. Since it was still daytime, I went and got more ores. I ended up finding some more strange crystals guarded by a creeper. I dealt with him easily and grabbed the crystals. The back wall was stone bricks, which means something is in there. Inside there are some mobs and a chest hidden under the quartz, and I was not disappointed by the loot inside. After this, I went further into the cave, grabbing more materials before returning to the surface. I smelted up all of my iron and shoved my findings into a chest. By now, the sun was setting and I expanded my sugarcane before heading to sleep. In the morning, I awoke with the saying, "You awaken from a strange dream. You quickly write it down before the memory fades." And here we have a book. From this point on, I will skip through the pages quickly, and if you want to read it, please pause the video. Basically, the dream gives me a recipe to make some magic dust. Only thing I am missing is redstone, so into the cave I go. I end up digging through the tomb to get to more caves where I get a music disc. Then, more ores and stuff before I go to sleep. Next day starts off as good as it can get. I got a friend on my island now. Next, I craft up a full set of iron armor, lots of iron tools, harvest my wheat, and breed the animals. Back in the cave, I run into another tomb, but this one has a dude alive in it. Also, apparently they all have the same loot. Not complaining. Back on the surface, I grab some more seeds and expand my wheat field. Day 4, I spend most of the day looking at crafting recipes before getting hungry and killing a cow. I know, what a day, but it did kill some stuff at night. Day 5, fishing. I go fishing. Yeah, but I did get a magic book from the fishing. So I make a wand and add the spell. Now I can do this. Next day, I harvest the sugarcane and go fishing. This time, the whole day. Day 7, I begin strip mining in the caves in hopes of finding redstone. Now I can craft up the magic dust called Salus Mundus. I throw the dust on a bookcase and I get a book. The book basically will tell me how to do everything. It gives me some recipes and I go craft it up. However, I need some clay. Day 8, I throw some dust on a crafting table to make a magic crafting table, which allows me to craft magic stuff and more stuff to read. Now I'm on the look for clay. I find some hiding and I make a scribing tool. Read, read, read. Now I can start doing research. This levels up different categories of magic. Day 9, I spend more time doing research and sometimes it requires me to craft up items, which is pretty cool. I spend the whole day doing this. Day 10, I breed the animals while counting how many I have and tell my dog how much of a good boy he is. Now it is time to start working on a house. It is now day 28, and here is how the house turned out. Not my best house, but it will do. Next, I crafted up 3 pickaxes and headed out to the mines. Down below, I ended up in a cave and grabbed some ores before stumbling into a zombie spawner. Now here is where the good loot is. I left the spawner in case I want to make a farm and continued mining. Further into the mines, I had a great discovery. Diamonds. Always gotta snatch these up. I got 6. Upon leaving the cave, it was day 30. I have a lot of items to store away. After organizing, I harvested the sugarcane and headed to sleep. In the morning, I got some leather and crafted up the Wizard's Handbook, which has way too many pages for me to read in it. Next, I used some of the crystals I found from mining to add some mana to my wand. Now it is time to do some exploring. Got lots of sailing to do. After about 1,000 blocks, I ran into land, and some very beautiful land indeed. I ran around the forest getting lots of crystal flowers. I found a lone villager living out here whose base was full of a tree. I stayed the night here. Day 32, I continued to explore until I found a cave. Inside, there was an evil wizard that I had to fight off. He was very powerful and my magic did very little damage to him. But after a while, with keeping my distance and using only my ranged attack, I was victorious. All he dropped was some magical crystals. Lame. This cave did have a skeleton spawner in it though. The loot was not too bad. Upon further exploration, I found a mine shaft. Heading deeper, I found the main tunnel, which was huge. First chest had a lot of scrolls. Also, magic works great on creepers. Second chest had a firebomb, and the third chest a golden apple. But finally, I found what I was looking for. Ignis crystals. This mine shaft ended up having a spawner, and also there was like super veins at the end of some of these shafts, which gives you lots of ores. The spawner chest had a very valuable book and also a mending book. What a score. I found out that scrolls let you do one-time magic spells just before I left the cave. Day 35, I started my journey back to base. Oh yeah, feels good to be home. Now with my Ignis crystals, I craft the thermometer, which is used to scan things in the world to learn about new things and level up magic stuff. I learned that you can scan a chest and it will basically scan every item inside, giving you insane XP. Day 36, I start looking through the book and now it is time to start on alchemy. So I start with a cauldron and throw some Salus Mundus on it. Looks like it's time to go to the nether. I make a diamond pickaxe and head to some obsidian. I then place down my portal and head on in. The spawn is pretty terrible, but I am right by a lot of glowstone. Day 37, I start a fire, and the glowstone did something, and well, my house is starting to burn down. I knew having this indoors was not a good idea. After messing with the pot for a while, I got it to work the next day. And then I learned how to make a new ingot, and I also made an enchantment table that didn't help me with my alchemy at all. Day 39, I make one of these books and throw it into the pit to make a new ingot. Pretty sure that is not how I'm supposed to do it. I end up learning that you can basically double certain items with alchemy, which is pretty neat. Over the next few days, I do a lot of trial and error. Sometimes I get results, but other times it doesn't work. Day 43, I got some leather from the cows, and I make the goggles of revealing. Doesn't look like I start using these until I get alchemical machines up and running. Looks like I can begin on the machines. I make a simple arcane mechanism and begin working on my way through the book. Turns out I can make a lamp with some amber and metal plates, which adds a very good amount of light. Some more pages if you want to read. Day 44, I chop down a tree and make a hopper to advance in the hungry chest part of the book. A hungry chest just stores items in it without having to open the chest. I can literally just throw items at it. Next section is about the arcane levitator. This works like a piston but moves blocks or mobs 8 blocks away. And then there is a redstone section, and well, I'm not too good with redstone. Also, there is like a lot of different stuff in this book that I don't know how to use yet. So I will work on making crystals with alchemy. Day 46, I made all but one crystal because I need snow, so off to find snow I go. Day 48, after a few days of traveling, I found a rare tree on an island and was lucky enough to get a sapling. Day 50, climbing a cliff, I got the message, the world is spread out before you, your perspective has been broadened, which completed a part in my book and unlocked the recipe for the caster's gauntlet. After a few days of traveling, I came upon a ruined library. Here there were a few bookcases that had scrolls and a ruined book in them. The thing in the middle, I have no idea what it does, and I couldn't break it either. Day 54, a portal showed up and some dudes with swords came out after me. Since I forgot to charge my wand, I have to use my sword. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, and I don't care. These guys would kill me in an instant if I was on the ground. And I'm glad I was up here since there are wizard dudes. I ran the sword guys away to deal with them, and they dropped a book. Interesting. Dealing with the wizards wasn't fun. Good thing the cows were some team players. Their magic was way better than anything I have. Like, I need to learn this stuff. Since I am so good at the game, though, I was able to take them all out. I did get some cool armor, and whenever trying to use the book, it says this book contains nothing but crazed ravings. As night approached, I found a wizard tower, a strange looking thing, and a desert temple. I stayed the night in the wizard's tower. The wizard had a healing spell and a new wand, but I didn't have any emeralds. So I charged up my wand and headed for the weird thing. There were some cube-looking things that weren't very strong, and the chest had a spell and some crystals. The loot in the desert temple was much better, plus there were emeralds, which means I can buy the healing spell and wand. Worked out perfectly. Day 56, I found a village in some plains. The blacksmith had a diamond, but the best part of the village is the waystone. If I craft one of these at my base, I can teleport to and from this village in an instant. But for now on, I have a long journey ahead of me. Day 64. It feels great to be home, and these bookcases will be very nice. Now that the cases are all filled, let's learn some of these new spells. The Master Book gives me the ability to fly. The second book is Conjure Bow, which allows me to summon a bow that has unlimited arrows for 60 seconds. Now let's try some of these random novice spells. You can learn what they do sometimes just by trying to use them, and sometimes it will backfire. Looks like it's time to go to bed. Snare allows me to place traps on the ground that damages enemies. Freezes enemies for 10 seconds. I got the other one to work, which is Arc. I get to shock people. Let's test some of these out real fast, and I guess a bad wizard wants to try them out too. This guy has some wackagoo stuff that stays on me. The heal spell is OP. He doesn't like sword. Now I notice that the wands have an experience bar. Let's try to spam some levels and kill some mobs in the process. And after that creeper scare, it's bedtime. It's been a bit of time, and I got an ignite spell, and the wand is ready for an upgrade. Turns out I need a book to upgrade the wand, but here's what the ignite spell does. It's alright, but I just realized I can use the freeze spell to get some snowballs. And now that I have that final crystal, sweet success. Almost forgot I have an apprentice wand. Let's try out the bow spell. Oh sweet, it spawns in a bow, but man, the sound is glitched and it is so loud. I can get a good amount of arrows shot in a single minute. So it turns out at the bottom of the world there are these bedrock mazes, so let's go find one. It says that they have really good loot. Well, I think I found it, and I ended up finding the entrance, and well, before I venture too far in, let's get some more food at the surface. Alright, let's do this thing. And there is a creeper spawner in here. I'm gonna block off any dead ends I find and stick to the right through the whole thing. Not too long, I found some stairs. Using my unmatched big brain strategy, I found the loot fairly quickly. The loot room has each type of valuable block. But you don't want to miss the hidden chest, which has a full set of diamond tools and armor. So let's get out of here. After a night of fun, I got a new book from a drop. It replenishes your food. Guess it's time to make this thing, some Salus Mundus on this, and good to go. Looks like it is used to draw out Viz from any item. Viz is the stuff you see under items when I'm hovering over them. This thing goes on top, it does stuff. Now I can make jars that will store the Viz, and right-clicking did something. Many jars later, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Day 71, it's nether time. Turns out I can use the freeze spell on lava. Now time to build a bridge. Nice, a fire bat and broken textures already. But I want to know what these are. Well, the tower thing has an empty ender chest. Forgot I need silk touch. Inside there are chests full of magical items. The inside area didn't look like it had any more loot, just a spawner. And there are like a million gas out here, as you can hear. Good thing I have the Ear Destroyer 5000. Made a quick stop home before going for more towers. Turns out there were so many gas because there's a spawner hidden at the top. Going towards the other towers, I spotted a fortress. Yep, it's a fortress. Let's loot these towers first though. Inside there was a lot more enchanted items and spells. I left the ender chest this time. At tower numero 2, we got a book to upgrade the wand from novice to apprentice, more spells, and a silk touch pickaxe. So now I have ender chests. With all the items I found in the ender chest, I decided to go to the fortress. This place is huge. I ended up getting into the tower and grabbed a bunch more loot. Besides a blaze rod, I didn't get much, but I still have a lot more to explore. For now though, it's back to base. Day 75. My bookcases are looking good. Let's learn some new spells. For novice, I got a smoke bomb, snowball, and evade, which could be really useful for traveling. Now for the apprentice side. First spell worked instantly and is super cool. Second one lit me on fire and explodes in my hand. Third spell instantly works and is a grappling hook. This thing is super useful. Day 76, I try my luck with the fire spell again and it spawns blazes on my island instead. Ear Destroyer 5000 works great on these though. Let's just use a scroll for this spell. Pocket Furnace. I can smelt items in my inventory. Coming to my magic corner, I begin to hear a very strange sound. A very ominous sound. Outside, there is something spooky out here. Doesn't like me touching it. Let's worry about this in the morning. Day 77, I craft another thermometer and scan it, unlocking a chapter in my book. Turns out this is very, very dangerous, and I need to find a way to get rid of it very quickly before it grows. It spawns a deadly mist in my base and almost kills my dog. You stay safe out here for now, buddy. After a bit, the mist disappears. Day 78, I spend a long time going through my book to find a way to get rid of this flux, as they call it. Next day, I craft the caster's gauntlet to see if this does anything. It opens up a whole new section in my book. Maybe this will help me. Over the course of the next few days, I read a lot in my book, did some research on Google, and found that I might need to scan some things in the caves. After not finding some crystals fairly quickly, I came back to my home to find my base was covered in a purple mess. If I walk into it, it damages me. I end up scanning the big thing outside and it opens up a chapter in my book. I don't get much information on this, so I begin breaking it myself, and the big blocks take longer than obsidian. So I use the Ear Destroyer 5000 to shoot at it from a distance. Once gone, it drops some crystals, and after not too long, the goo slowly began to die off. Now let's try to find some crystals to scan. One very long tunnel later, and I was in a cave. Right around the corner, there was some crystals, and scanning them didn't unlock a new chapter in my book, just some levels. Well, I guess the only thing I have left to do is work my way through this book as much as I can. Day 88, I get to work. Turns out the goggles make it a lot easier to do magic stuff. Time to make the focal manipulator. Need this here stone table. Now need to wait for this to smelt. Hopefully this will be enough, and yeah, I have no clue how to use this. Before I can advance any more, I need to do some more of this paper research stuff. Now I can build the workbench charger. Every time something is crafted, it uses up this number called Viz. Now the Viz number is very big. As we near the Ender Dragon fight, let's buy this, change up our spells, and add an upgrade. And it looks like it's already bedtime. Day 92, all I need to do is focus on getting these. Might as well craft up some golden apples, harvest the wheat field, upgrade our novice wand to apprentice, change up our spells on it. Also, let's add some protection to the diamond armor. While I wait for night, let's make a little tower. Turns out the sharpness 4 sword does more damage than a diamond sword. Guess I will be adding looting 2 to it. Now I am ready for these endermen. I end up getting 2 of them angry and found if I sit in the water, there is really nothing they can do. That's all the endermen for that night. I got 4 pearls. The book the Enderman dropped was Conjure Block, which is kinda neat. After a few more nights of Enderman, I now have 11 pearls. In the morning of day 98, I have everything ready for my journey. Let's just top this wand off and see where the eye takes us. After a bit of sailing, I end up on the mainland. Real fast, let's make some snowballs and turn this into a snow golem. Got that part of my book open. Close by, there is a village with a waystone. Over the hill, there is a very pretty field of flowers. Seeing that the village doesn't have any beds, let's brave out the night. Climbing up a hill, I toss a pearl and continue on. Only takes a few more tosses and I am where I'm supposed to be. The stronghold is right down below. Don't worry, I dig safely. After a small amount of digging, I'm in. There ends up being some loot and a lot of crystals. In the library, I find that there is lava directly above, and well, it's a miner's delight. I will save those diamonds for Fortune 3. Some more loot around, and I find a ravine. Also, there is this weird furnace with diamond ore. And I found iron blocks. End up spotting some diamond, kind of forgot I had silk touch. Let's go get all those other diamond ores. After a bit more searching, I found the portal room. Good thing I brought plenty of pearls. With all my items in the end chest, let's head on in. I will stay safe with a pearl throw. I can use the magic missile to break these. With the range being low, I'm going to use the bow. I know this isn't magical, but somehow I lost my conjure bow spell. Plus, this isn't attacking the dragon, just some random crystals. For the cage crystals, I built up a dirt pile and also used my grapple and placed a block. The grapple can be kind of tricky, but I think it is super duper nice to have. With the last tower gone, it's time to take the dragon down with some magic. Let's just say it took a lot of spamming this spell. Luckily, between the two wands, I had enough mana to defeat the Ender Dragon on my own, thus concluding our 100-day journey. You gotta be kidding me.